Okay, excellent. So basically, there is a council, fatwa council in Europe, UK, Europe, which has given the fatwa of first-time home purchase by under conventional mortgage. My question is, they've given the fatwa, which allows Muslims to purchase under conventional mortgage, but there are scholars out there that disagree with this. So my question is, that makes it really difficult on Muslims to make a choice. Given that this is not the 80s no more, rent is higher than paying a conventional mortgage or any mortgage.
And the rent will not end up by the ownership. You will still be the tenant, even after 20 years paying rent. At the end of the day, you will remain as a tenant. You will not own the property at any point. Yeah, so yes. Okay, what is your question then?
So what's your view on the first time under conventional, given that Sharia compliant products are a lot more higher deposit, it's a lot more you have to put down, which is very difficult to make up 35% down payment, whereas conventional is 10%. So, but there are still scholars out there saying that, no, this is not the way. So why is there, a big difference, and why are they not supporting a counter fatwa rather than going individually? So,
okay. I believe that I have. Thank you, Jazakallah khair, for your call and for your question. And let me just give some guidelines again. Repeatedly, I have been receiving these questions many times regarding the mortgage, and I said in many occasions that the mortgage does have three views amongst the scholars. All of them are reasonable and all of them are considerable. Before I tell you the three views again, or the three scholarly opinions again, I have to emphasize that it is always better to avoid it. If you are living a good life, alhamdulillah, if you have a roof to live under, if you have a food on your table, just show Allah, give Him thanking, and that's it. And try to avoid any controversial fatwa or different opinion. Just try to be in the safe side. This is as a normal, not knowledgeable student of ilm or scholar person. Very ordinary, a normal person should be like that. If I have many views in front of me, which one will make me safe? Follow it, please. This is the generalized guidelines. But if you want to adopt one of them, so now you have to follow the trusted scholar that you trust, the knowledgeable person that you personally trust. Yeah, you think that this guy sounds like he's speaking with knowledge and based in evidences, and he's referring to Quran, referring to Sunnah, referring to Hadith, the authentic Hadith, and you feel like all of his opinions, or the most of his opinions, are make a lot of sense. So if you trust him, follow him. It is fine. It is all fine. No one can force you to follow or to direct you to follow a specific sheikh. You follow the sheikh that you trust his knowledge. And be careful. I'm saying trust his knowledge. You are not following the sheikh that he is giving you what you desire, because this is very risky. If you think that, yes, I will follow this sheikh because he gives me what I want. I want to have mortgage, so he said mortgage halal, let me follow him. And then when he say, don't use spirit vinegar, oh no, I will not follow you in this, I will follow the other sheikh. He will say the spirit vinegar is halal. Oh my God. And then someone else would say, so you are following your desire actually. You are not following the sheikh of knowledge or the scholars of knowledge. All of what you are doing is following your desire, which is very dangerous. No, follow the knowledge. Follow the sheikh whom you trust his knowledge. Right? Okay. This is as an introduction. the mortgage has three views. Some of the scholars said haram, end of the quote. That's it. Any mortgage is haram. Why? Because they consider it as a riba. Why? Because there is a debt, there is a loan with a bank or with a finance company that will give you the mortgage, and you will pay off this debt plus the interest, so it is riba. Obvious for them, and they closed the gate completely. This mortgage is another form of riba, so it is haram. For a stop. Some of the scholars said no, mortgage actually is not a loan, and it is halal in all cases. So the very opposite view. And they said the word mortgage linguistically is not a loan. Otherwise they can call it loan. Why they don't call it loan? They call it mortgage. Why? Because there is a sort of sharing the ownership between the client and the bank. And the sign of the ownership that the bank has the right to sell the property at any time when the client is unable to pay it. So this indicates that the bank and the client, they share the ownership. The client has percentage, the bank has percentage in the beginning, and then the ownership percentage of the client are increasing over the time. The ownership of the bank are decreasing over the time. So the bank actually is selling. Once you say selling, so it means it's not loan, it is not riba. He is selling, the bank is selling his part to the client, his portion of the ownership to the client. And that's why those scholars, after studying and making research about the mortgage, they found out, no, it is actually halal. There is a view in the middle. Some scholars said, if it is to live for yourself, it is a property for yourself, and you don't have the intention of investment, it is not the second, the third mortgage. It is one mortgage for your house where you will live, so it can be excused and it can be forgivable. So now we have three views. We have those three views. All of them are considerable. All of them, believe me, are reasonable. And all of them, those views have the sense that you can say they are fine. If you are not in an emergency, you are not in urge situation, and you, as I said, so try to be in the safe side. Try to avoid it. But if someone decided that I feel like mortgage is halal, actually, there's nothing wrong with it. And yes, the bank does have the right to increase the price over the time. We'll call it bay'ul ajal. And the bay'ul ajal is halal in Islam. And you feel like, why not? Why I do wrong to myself? Why I live all of my life paying rent without owning, without securing any future for my kids, when it is possible and Islamically can be halal as well? If you did that, no one has the right to deny it. So whosoever wants to follow one of those opinions, it is all down to him, up to him. Because as I said, it is khilafun mu'tabar. It is reasonable dispute. It is debatable things, not definite opinion. And I'm not one of those who will just follow definite opinion unless there is no any other possibility to accept the other opinions. If the opinion is definite, we will all follow it and no one can dispute, no one can argue. But if it is reasonable and we can discuss it, why not? And since you said there is a council of fatwa and all of the panel, all of the member of this council are knowledgeable and student of ilm and given a research and discussing it in Islamic way with qualification and with knowledge, So why not? This actually can give a very good power for the fatwa that they issue. This is my personal humble opinion. I'm not against anyone else who can see it from different perspective, but I'm telling you what I personally think. And I hope that this explanation and this clarification can be very helpful to all of our brothers and sisters. Please be like this, be flexible. Let us respect each other. Yeah? Religion can have different opinions. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it like that, and it is meant to be like that. Not everything is definite. Yeah, Sahaba themselves used to have different opinions, and the Prophet ﷺ approved both of all opinions.